What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Jasonlee Tucker, and welcome to the Coffee Break with Jasonlee and Mike. I'm fixing to bring Mike in here, my co-host, on a Wednesday night. It's almost getting close to midnight here, so I appreciate everybody's come to join us and everybody watches the stream. All right, let me bring Mike in here real quick. Hey, Mike, what is going on?
What's going on?
Let me lower our intro, our little music down a little bit. All right.
How you doing tonight?
Good, very good. Had a good day at work. Got home, got a shower, ready to do some streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Had a really exciting weekend. We just came off Super Bowl weekend. We just came off of Valentine's Day this Monday.
And
we just went over the hump of the hump day today.
Yeah.
So it's going down the rest of the week. So look forward to the weekend.
One of my friends, it was like, so many disappointing things happened this week. Valentine's Day, the halftime show.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I mean, it's disappointing, and some people liked it, and some people are on the fence about it. So, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And a couple other subjects. Let me see if what we got. Anybody's in the chat, always you can throw questions to me or Mike if you got questions. Last week was our introduction. I'm still showing his website, Coastal Cafe, right here. Check out Mike's company. You can always check out. He has this his multiple blends of coffee. Cool perks on there, different things. Check it out. I'm looking right there. That was the Valentine's Jasmine. This was the Valentine's coffee, guys. How did that go, Mike? For Valentine's, did you have some good sales on that?
Yeah, it went really well. So the day of launch, I had a couple more bags than expected to go out because it's kind of like a Cinderella coffee. People look at it, so. I was like, everything's like super, super fruity and pink right now. So,
good. Spring. Now this is gonna be a staple. This one's gonna be like you told me last week. This is gonna be a staple, right? This is gonna be a staple coffee you're gonna have, or
it's staple. So it's not like a unlimited or seasonal. So basically, whenever I decide to do that, I'm putting it up. I'm putting my money on. I'm basically putting all my chips in. So if I think it's that good that it stands up to the level of all the other ones, then yeah. So it's just the good thing about it is that it's so unique. I'm getting a lot of requests. So a lot of applications. So if anyone wants to try coffee, I have applications online. You just fill out the form and I'll get with you. So that's the cool thing about it.
Right on the website, guys. That's what you can do, a whole thing. And there's a coffee club on there too, like we was talking about last week when we introduced your company and when we went through the company and this coffee. I haven't tried it, but I love lavender. This is like a spring. It's not just Valentine's. It's like it seems like a spring flavor. We're going into Easter and all that, so it's a spring, like flowery flavor going into that springtime feeling. How about? I was going to ask you. We got St. Patty's Day coming up. You can see the Irish coming out of me. We got anything special planned for St. Patty's Day? Or you recommend a certain one for St. Patty's Day?
I think I might drop a coffee for that. So we'll see. I'm thinking like like an Irish cream or something. Because all as McDonald's comes out with the Shamrock Shake, and then like Dunkin' Donuts, they have like a Irish cream, and that's Irish cream is up there with like vanilla coffee. So. I have the stuff to put it on the shelf, so we'll see,
guys. We still got a little time, so I was just throwing out that there. I know we got that coming up. We got the hearts days are over and all that.
Yeah,
and everybody had to have a cup of coffee, this Valentine's. That's everybody think about, love's in the air. You got that special person, At the end of the night, things probably went well, and everybody, when they're smoking their cigarette, you want your coffee with it. So I'm just throwing that in there.
The first customer bought it was one of my TikTok fans, and she said, I got a bag for my friend and then one for myself. So, and they specifically got it for Valentine's Day. So, it kind of makes me think, did I come out with this for Valentine's Day, or I was actually thinking about this like for many, many years. and how to develop it and how to make sense of it. And I was like, well, really the best way to make sense of it is around Valentine's Day. So the spring,
And that special coffee make a special day and a special, evening, I mean, it ain't just an old brewed, old plain cup of coffee, man. It's, you got the flour, you got the special, you feel so special, and it's like, oh, this is different, wow.
Yeah. So like I was joking with a friend who got it for his girlfriend. So I was like, so if you screw up on Valentine's Day, you can always wake her up with this coffee.
Hey, you might have helped him out. You never know.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. So, I mean,
it's like,
it works.
You come back and say, Mike, hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Just helping a brother out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, we all these holidays and all that. Yes, like definitely. I mean, I know when you told me last week, I said, oh man, this is a hit, man. This is definitely good. We got the holiday, that holiday coming up. I mean, we got President's Day coming up this weekend. So, people's going to be doing some barbecuing and doing different things. And, and everybody, wake up in the morning, they're all, families just getting together for a little cool 3-day weekend, They want that special cup of coffee, man, hey, we don't want that, but hey, we got that whiskey coffee. We got different things that's, lighten their day,
Yeah, of course. Every time I think of like President's Day, the only thing I think of is like the post office probably going to be closed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm always there. I'm always there.
Yeah, they will do. What's his name? Our friend, he'll be really happy. He'll give him an extra day off this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mail, I know, because we know somebody in the post office, and they've like been way behind lately because I guess it's been short. So I'm sure they'll be happy to have an extra day off this week.
Yeah,
President's Day coming up. All right, let me see what's on the agenda tonight. I know we're just going to talk a little bit. I know we talked a little bit the Valentine's Day on that. I know we got the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the halftime. Performances. I'm going to bring some pictures up. I won't bring video up due to wonderful YouTube copyright and the NFL. But we're gonna just a couple of pictures, and we're going to discuss that. We might throw a little bit of the game in, but the halftime show definitely. And then after that, we got a little discussion. We're going to talk about businesses today. 2022, the morale of businesses, of their owners and corporations. Are they treating the customer and the employees right today? And we're going to sort of discuss that. Our view as an employer and a customer. So let's go. Let's start the Super Bowl out real quick. All right, let me bring this picture up. So okay, Mike, you saw the Super Bowl and you saw the halftime show. I mean, in your words, what did you think?
Didn't we predict? What team do we predict to win?
I think you had the Rams. I wanted the Bengals to win. I think
we both wanted the Bengals, but
Bengals. Okay, it really didn't matter. Because I know
whatever. That's kind of my luck. Like if you want something to win, let me guess what it's going to be. The opposite's going to happen. I thought the game was good. I'm not like a really big fan of either team, but I think obviously the Rams had a great season. I just remember I've been following their quarterback for a while because that's my biggest thing with football is I'm always fascinated with how the quarterback, because I relate sports to basketball because I actually have, I played varsity basketball in high school, so I think in that way. So I easily think like fake passes in basketball, but when I see it happen, so when I saw that one play with the quarterback, he did that fake pass, which helped the Rams obviously win the game. But yeah, enjoyed the game. I thought, go Rams, So if you're a Rams fan, I'm sure you're pretty happy right now. But the halftime show, it's pretty much split down 50-50. I saw this meme that says if you were born if you're in your 40s or above, it was the worst halftime show ever. But if you're in your 30s, it was the best halftime show ever because this is your era. And I kind of felt that because I really like hip hop and rap. So when Dre came on, I was like, oh my God, this is insane. I was ready to crip walk at the end, But at the same time, the overall performance, I have to agree with some people. I thought it could have been, for all these professional artists, it could have been done way, way better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I got the article up here, and the picture. Okay, we had we had Dr. Dre, of course. We had Snoop. We had Mary J. Blige, and we had Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and we had 50 Cent. To me, a hell of a lineup. Problem to me, and I'm gonna show the next picture. I did not like the stage setup, and let me bring.
I agree with that. It was very weird. I like when I got these these main artists. I was a big hip hop fan back in the day, 90s, Death Row Records, enjoyed Dre, Snoop when he first landed, even Eminem and 50 Cent when they come. The performance to me was, Eminem they could have skipped because he wasn't in California, it's Detroit. And I like Eminem and all that, but I didn't. One thing ruined on Eminem is you could tell he was lip syncing, and everybody's crying about him bending the knee. I didn't care about the bending the knee because they said it was for Tupac, and I've heard different things. I don't care. I didn't give a crap about that. Yeah.
And the problem is the song was still playing, and his mic was still down, and the words kept going, and I'm like, oh
yeah, I noticed that.
And it was right on him. So he's like, he kept hearing the words. To me, it was like, man, come on! You getting paid millions of dollars to do this, and you can't even. You can't even make it look like you're actually lip syncing good. It was really, really bad. And for 50 cents, if you can see him back there, he looks like 95 cents now. I love 50 cents back in the day, but he needs to go to the gym or something. But he was at first I heard the song, I was like, oh hell yeah! I heard it in the club popping. And I was like getting excited, and he comes down like in the video, and I'm like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
I thought it was, I said, and he was in an awkward position, and I was like, I thought he was gonna fall. At first, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna.
Yeah, I was like, how's he gonna get down from here?
And he was messing the words up of the song, and he was like, oh my god, he's either drunk or he just don't know where he's at. Maybe the blood's rushed to his head too much because I'm a fat guy too. I'm not going to say nothing because I'm not bashing fat people enough because I'm a fat guy too. And I know if I was hanging upside down, I'm diabetic and all that. I was hanging upside down like that, I probably couldn't speak halfway right, and I would probably look like I'm gonna fall too. And that's what he was, because he was, if you see him in his original video, he was all muscular and. He come down, he smooth, and he looks like he's just came from the army. He's been lifting the weights up. He looks like he's been been putting on some weight on this thing. He just, and that stage was shaking. I was like, oh my god, he is gonna fall.
Yeah, it was definitely.
And
I saw all the comments. People were like, 50 donuts or like.
Yeah, and then I ain't gonna bash him for that, but it was like. Kendrick Lamar, he had the little thing with the boxes. That was cool. He sounded the best of any of them. Snoop's cool. That's Snoop. Luke. Dre was too clean. Dre looked like he was at they showed a picture, especially the scene. I'm gonna pull up the thing. It looked too futuristic, like they were at the donut shop and the cars outside. Let me pull this up. I thought they were at like Disneyland and Tomorrowland. I was like, what the hell is this? I'm like, it does not even look like it should be.
They tried to even within hip hop, you got obviously hip hop is same genre, but you have different elements.
Yeah,
so bringing different elements. I would have liked to see them say if the stage was like a big record,
Okay, yeah, here it is. Can you see that? Okay, there it is. There. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the stage. Thing. Okay. Well. Okay.
What is that?
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me. Can you see my pointer? Okay,
yeah.
Let me go to. Okay.
I was just.
You can see my pointer. You can see my little pointer, can't you? Okay.
Yes.
You see this? What is that? That looks like Space Mountain. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it looks like you look like you're in a lounge. This looks like, I don't know, at the coffee shop. And okay, you first started out look at the cars. The cars don't even look. They don't. The cars don't look like from the videos.
The two that are like darkened out. Doesn't it look like This is the first thing I thought. Doesn't it look like two easy bake ovens? Like,
well, yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like,
too many dancers. I
very
mean,
weird.
okay. I'm like, okay. I'm not complaining. This looks like a Chris Brown video or something like that. Okay, because when it first come to hear Compton, okay, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm expecting the cars, these better looking cars to come out, start bouncing. I think we're going to go into Dre Day, or we're going to Let Me Ride, or Nothing But a G Thing. I'm like, all right, we're going to get something like that. But I mean, I was expecting Dre to have the jacket on. Maybe I know he probably couldn't have the Raiders cap. Maybe he'd even have a Rams hat. It looked cool or something. But he was gonna come out like that. And it's just like, to me, it was just like, and then all the dancers. I've never seen those videos. I never seen dancers and all that dancing in the street, man. I mean, it was the streets, man. It was hardcore hip hop.
Yeah.
This just looked too pop, like rap gone pop or something, I would call it. Like I said, I was glad to see these guys, but I just like, and Snoop really did not get enough airtime. I mean, I was expecting more from Snoop. They gave Mary Kay Blige 2 songs, which she did good. I mean, that was the only part of the thing they should have had dancers. She still looked really good for her age. I mean, she's for age, and I don't know if she was lip syncing or not, but she was doing pretty good up there.
Yeah.
The rest
of it mostly focused around Dre and Snoop, like, because they had the beginning and the end and like little pieces in the middle. But what was the other rapper, Lamar,
Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, and, I really like him as an artist, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, you have the genre of hip hop and rap, so you have all the top artists right here at halftime, and they're trying to fit in every person's element. And they should really just have focused on the music. You know what I'm saying? So make this stage like a big record, and the record's kind of turning. So I like how they
the cars.
I think the transitions I thought the transitions in between their songs was beautiful, like how they did it.
Yeah.
But trying to explain it visually, the whole thing was an eyesore. I was watching them like. I was like, I need a blunt right now. Like, what's going on?
Well, to me, okay, and you see the pointer.
Yeah.
This right here didn't make no sense. Like I said, you got Space Mountain. What does that have to? When I watched Dre Day and all that, I never saw Space Mountain in it, and I never seen nothing like this. I mean, this looks like even the cars don't look like Nothing But a G Thing. The cars on that. I mean, look at it. It looks like it looks like a Barbie playset almost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a Barbie playset or one of those easy bake ovens.
Guys, look at me. I'm not. I'm a goofy white guy. And I'm not bashing these guys. I love these guys. I listen to these guys. But this, and it ain't these guys' fault. Whoever did this set design and all, they missed them. I mean, you had it in Inglewood. You had it right there in California. And here's my thing. Where was they said Eminem was bending his knee for Tupac. You lost the opportunity. Bring out the hologram Tupac, especially when they did California Love. And then even when they did California Love, they do it like the video. Then the California looked like you had the rough Jeeps and all that. You didn't have it like a dancing Barbie set. I mean, come on. They had it like,
Yeah. Like I said, if they would have focused on the music instead of choreography, trying to bring in a bunch of weird elements that didn't, really fit.
And here's another thing, and I'm going to go even hardcore on this. I mean, you had the grandfather and all these artists. Where was a tribute to Eazy-E? I mean, his son could have brought his son out there. Eazy-E's group. I mean, he was a big part of NWA. He was a big part of this whole thing with Dre and all that. Ice Cube. Where was Ice Cube? See, I'm saying you had the whole. I'm sure Ice Cube says, I don't want to be part of this crap. Look at this.
No, he might have turned it down. That's what I'm thinking.
I would have.
My biggest thing was when I saw Dre and Snoop, and I'm like, Ice Cube, where's
Ice Cube and where's the tribute to Eazy-E?
Because
you could have had the tribute to NWA and the whole
Ice
thing.
Cube's up there with me. Like, as far as far as music that I listen to, like, Ice Cube's up there for me as well.
Well, I mean, you gotta look at it. The group NWA. All those members, you had Ice Cube, you had Eazy-E, you had Dre and all, but where's the rest of them guys at? And they would have been. I'm saying Ice Cube was probably embarrassed about this. He says, I don't want to be part of this.
He probably turned it down, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
because they know.
Yeah.
They know, like, they're given, pretty much this. They probably, they plan halftime shows like they do, like the Macy's Day Parade. So they already have them planned out. Like,
this was too
commercial. They may have given him the opportunity across his desk, and he probably was like,
yeah. Because
I know, like, Ice Cube, he's the kind of guy, like, he only probably smiled 3 times in his life.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in.
So.
See, you can zoom it in. Okay. Well, look, I mean, like right there, I mean, look at it. It just doesn't. I look at this thing and okay. Oh, like, wow, we had a Compton, a tribute to Compton and the glory of, the rap of the 90s. This looks like I'm looking at a, if I saw this in the video, if I saw this just first without any words on it, I think I'm looking at, an Aqua, remember Aqua Barbie Girl video? That's what I'm looking at. Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't think of Snoop, Dre, and all that. Especially you got your Space Mountain here and all these dancers. I mean, this is when Mary J was playing, but even the cars don't even look. Like I said, the cars don't look like the colors are wrong on them. I never seen that's the yellow one. I don't know if that's a pink one. I don't know. I've never seen a pink lowrider in one of Dre's videos. If that is a pink, I can't tell. Maybe it's the lights. Maybe it's white and
it was white. But it had a kind of off yellow, white.
Yeah, never saw the cars bounce. Never seen it. I'm not. I mean, just
like they had for me, like the music is nostalgia because like I grew up on it. So like I was thoroughly excited. I was like up off my seat. But I was at the same time I'm kind of like I've seen a lot of good shows my day, Yeah. So
last year the weekend was on. He did a way better show.
I think honestly, like, I mean, when you got like millionaire artists like this, like, but you also have corporation too. So they're making a lot of, the artists are obviously going to make a lot of money off of this, but it's kind of like, okay, if you want to get paid this, we want it like this for a certain reason. I don't know, but it was very strange. Very strange. Like I said, if they would have just focused on, less choreography, production, and just focused on the music, they could have done a way, way better job. You know what I mean? Because I remember some of my favorite shows were, where it was literally the band, putting on a concert, right? But it was just about the music. So, like, all this stuff, kind of confused it because you got every artist has especially pop artists have like a weird they have like weird clicks and weird different things that they do, like so like 50 Cent has his videos that are different than obviously Dr. Dre's videos and stuff, so they're trying to pull in elements of their videos and it just didn't work. I don't think it didn't work.
Like I said, it was like they made it too popish. And it's like, and I'm not bashing on these artists. Like I said, I enjoyed the artists. Between that and what hurt me, it was like I said, you could blatantly see they were lip syncing really bad in some parts. So it's like, man, it was like, wow, they could have, at least make it look real. I mean, this is the grand stage of them all, but I just But what it is, what it is. I mean, like everything else today, those 90 years and all that, we go see. We don't. I mean, you don't even see even the music today. Rap. I don't even listen to most of the rap music today and all that. I can't. It's like we ain't gonna get those like we used to have. I mean, it's those days. Now, and even in rock and different other kind of, you don't get that kind of music. Today's music is just gone to hell. And it's it's just crazy. And but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was free. At least it was on TV to watch. I would have hated to go on and seen it in concert like that. I would hope if I actually saw Dre or Eminem, I wouldn't get this kind of stage show. I'm sure we wouldn't.
Yeah.
I know it was on television. You can't really. go too hardcore, but
that's why I don't want to spend a lot of money on.
I'm a little man, and I could have. I had so many ideas. It's like, damn it, why didn't you do this? I could have choreographed. I could have did a better show than this if I had the money and in the star power. I could have thought of a lot better ways to do this, and it could still been PG-13. That would have been on thing, because I know we can't go in there too hardcore because some of the gangster rap and all that. But I could have thought of a way better ideas than this.
I liked the start. Like, I thought the start of the show was the best, and I think Dr. Dre, as far as like performance, Snoop Dogg, as far as like singing performance, Snoop Dogg was,
Snoop's cool. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And Dre, and I ain't bashing on Dre.
Once I saw because I didn't make sense, because when they showed Dre coming up, I was kind of like, okay, the stage is facing an obvious, so screw everyone who can't see the front stage. I'm like, the people who paid a lot of money for tickets, they can't even see the show.
Yeah.
And then once I realized the show began, like within 2 minutes, you see because they probably have drones and stuff flying around and whatever. So that's the whole point. Once the show started and got into 50 Cent, now they have all these compartments and they're trying to fly around it. So that's one of the reasons why they did this, which is obviously like extremely stupid, because they're trying to because if you're on this side, you're seeing this part of the show, but if you're on the other side of the field, you're seeing the other part of the show. I'm like, or you could just have an actual stage and make it round, so it's like, and I'm kind of like, now you're spending all that money on production camera angles, like you have to see, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, this is me. I would have did, okay, because I'm not. I wouldn't have had this big whatever, this little strip mall thing or whatever they when they call it. They did. Okay, I would have came out. Okay, you had a middle round stage, but I would have came out in the cars, man. I had the cars bouncing.
Yeah, that would have been good. See, that would have been
Dre Day. I would have came out in Dre Day. Boom, have the cars bouncing and have them circle the stage, and you go do the Dre, do Dre with Snoop coming out. And I mean, you could have a little thing coming out, and then like I said, the Tupac hologram when they did California Love, then that's when you could bring the vehicles out. They had the little army, like in the video you've seen they're in the desert, and George Clinton could have been there too because he was part of that video. Came out there to look like they're Mad Max. It's like Mad Max type style. And they boom, California Love, and it's sort of like I would have had more vehicles and more, and like I said, in the Tupac hologram would have came out like they had like a state. He could have popped up on the thing.
Yeah.
If they would even have that, that little round dome they have in the California Love video, had that like somewhat smaller out there.
Yeah. And, California Love is iconic. So if they would have stuck with the original themes, that would have solved it would have been like confusing.
Eminem, I would have left. I wouldn't have put Eminem in this. I would have taken Eminem out. Even 50 cents. Yeah, I could have played that as a Detroit song. I would have had him out. Like I said, the Ice Cube. I would have had Ice Cube involved. I would have tried to have Eazy-E's, some of his crew, and his son. I know his son's been representing him in different things.
Yeah,
like I said, you wouldn't need a big stage. You just have more of the vehicles, going up and down, and then they park, and you have like you see in the video, it's like a crowd getting together for a barbecue, and then they're singing. Dre's talking there on the streets, and they're doing the 1, 2, 3. Now you got a bunch of like you're in a club dance like that, like they were just doing like a Chris Brown video dancing. I'm like, no, it's a different type of music, so. You'd have had, 1, 2, 3 into the 5. I'm just saying, you gotta, like they showed you on the streets and stuff. That was what I would have did, but I wasn't part of that. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah. I want to relive that videos of those songs that I saw when I was younger, but I didn't.
Like for me, like the music videos are all nostalgia for me. So when I watched this, the music was there for me, but like I walked away, I was like, what did I just watch?
Well, it's just like Dre looked good and all that, but this was the Dre that sells beats. He sells the beats. He's in the studio. He's all cleaned up. You know, he's got his nice suit on, and he's selling. He's a merchandise. He's selling. That's the Dre we saw. That's not the Dre I wanted to see. I wanted to see the straight Dre out in the streets, man. You know, he's got the low rider. You see that low rider coming up and down, you know, with the jacket on, the black jacket, and the Raider hat.
Dre was. You're right. He was reserved.
He was real clean.
Well, he was the only one out of the group. He's basically like the orchestrator out of the group.
He has smooth, clean. I mean, he looked good. He like a businessman.
Exactly.
He was in there selling. I'm selling my beats. You know.
He should have been like how he was in the videos. You know, so if every artist basically emulated their music video, that would have been cool. But it was just like a mishmash of weirdness. Mm-hmm. It was just weird.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Tupac fan, and Tupac, Tupac wore suits and ties and all that, but he still was gangster and cool when he did it. This was just like it was too reserved and all that. And I mean, I doubt if Tupac would have been still alive, he'd have been out there. You know, he had the shirt off, and he'd have been throwing his hands up and all that. I mean, he would have been. It'd been way better. That he would have killed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's probably why he wasn't there.
He might have bleeped a few times. They had a couple bleeps on the show, but it'd have been fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I got to say about the halftime. I mean, I'm not gonna bash. Some people enjoyed it, and good for them. You know,
it really is 50-50. Like,
it's just, I mean,
not a lot of people who are like in the middle, but like I'm kind of in the middle. But like, most
we're
people
just here.
That really loved it or they really hated it.
Yeah, we're just here for discussion, pinpoints. Not everybody gonna like everything, but I mean, just to say what our ideas, anybody watching this, we're not against this. We're not. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show. Because some of these guys are getting old. We're losing a lot of artists and every year. You never know. I mean, this might be the last time you see Dre. I'm not saying nothing, but look at all the artists. We just lost Meatloaf. I wasn't expecting Meatloaf to die this year. And Meatloaf, every so often does shows like this and things, and you never know. I mean, because we're getting old ourselves. I mean, we're not no young pups anymore either. So
Yeah.
Dre
and Snoop, they're getting up there.
Dre just had some health issues. I mean, he's got all got better from him. But
Snoop is how old is he now?
He's probably in his.
Ask Siri.
I'm sure he's in his 40s.
Siri, how old is Snoop Dogg?
Probably
he's 50.
50? So okay. Yeah. Okay.
He might die.
I'm not saying.
Like
a lot of but a lot of artists, you never know. Anything's happened.
I mean, for as old as they are, I mean, for them to be out there doing that, it's pretty crazy. Because, like, man, I got up this morning and felt like I was 85. So,
yeah, I was looking at some of the artists I've watched in the past, and I'm like, it's hard to believe Michael Jackson's not still with us. And Michael Jackson, Prince,
unless I don't know, I'm not into a lot of conspiracy theories, but it's the one I believe. I think he's still alive.
Well, just in case,
just in case.
Just in case, but I'm just saying it's hard to believe, we don't have Prince to listen. Prince is no longer with us.
My favorite halftime show while we're on the subject was when Prince. Well, I think I'm trying to think how many. I think he only did one halftime show, but he did a halftime show, and it was like
raining. It was raining.
When was it?
It was a while back. It was pouring rain when he was doing it. He was playing the guitar, and it was amazing.
Man, it was like magnificent. I'm just like, okay, if you have such a big artist like that, I'm like, just give him a stage. So that's why this doesn't make sense. I'm like, you have so many great artists here, and I'm like, okay, the only way to really do this, just give him a real stage. F the choreography. Like, just get rid of it.
We had a discussion on this. So Prince and Michael Jackson, who was the better artist and performer and all that. I mean,
that's a hard one.
The better artist to me would be Prince. The better performer, probably Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson put on a hell of a
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. Prince was amazing. The kind of music he played.
Prince as a musician, holy shit. Like,
I was going to say, but a performer, probably Michael Jackson. Because Michael Jackson, I mean, ain't nobody can top Michael Jackson in performing.
Yeah.
I mean,
his productions, like his shows, like,
Yeah, but Prince is
dancing.
the artist. Prince is, he's way, I would put him over Michael Jackson. But like, and them too, and if you go back and watch those Super Bowl, that Michael Jackson performance was amazing. That Prince performance amazing. There's been some good ones, and then there've been some it's little, whatever. But I'm saying today, to me, what would you give a rating? 1 out of 10. Okay, let's just do that. What would you give a rating out of this one?
This halftime show?
Yeah.
Okay, comparing to like say Prince is like 11, 12. Okay, so this show would be like 6.2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. A
6,
6.5,
because
7.
just to give respect.
I'm gonna say it was not. It was better than average, but it wasn't like
Yeah,
wow.
I wouldn't put it below average, but I definitely wouldn't put it up, in the 7s, 8s.
Like last year's weekend show. The weekend show, I would give a 8.5. It was really good. The last 3 years was really good. To me, that was. I like the weekend anyway. I like his music and everything, but the way he did his shows and the songs and all that, and sometimes it's better to have one performer than have multiples, too. So
that is true.
He had multiple songs, and it flowed in together in the way the stage. This one, like I said, Snoop got left out. He was a lot of. He wasn't given enough time. He got a little bit. And the songs they chose, they could have did them in different orders and did a little different. They could have did some older songs. They did too much. Well, the songs they did ain't new, but they did like the Chronic 2. Most of them songs were from the Chronic 2. They should from the original Chronic. That's the songs I wanted to hear. Like I want to write Dre Day, Nothing But a G Thing, and then you could have popped in. California Love was good. Put an Easy Eve track in there somehow. If Ice Cube would, the whole collaboration would have been perfect. But like I said, it's still good. Like I said, it was, and like I said, the show. I was hoping the Cincy would win, but congratulations to the Rams. They had a good year. They deserved to be where they were at. And Matthew Stafford, he did a good choice leaving Detroit to go to California. It was good for him. And so. And Cooper Kupp did, and I'm a little vengeance from what they did to the Bucks, but they had a great team, and congratulations to those guys. Hey, no, I'm saying, you remember it's next year's tough. It's always tough for the repeat, so just hope you keep your team together and all that, and shoot for next year. So we'll see what happens next year. And I can't remember what it is. I think the show, the Super Bowl next year is either in Las Vegas or it's in Dallas again next year. So if it's in Dallas, definitely the home team will not be there. So, to all you Cowboy fans out there. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on the Super Bowl, Mike? I really pretty much we've covered all. If you got any more final thoughts on it before I take that down.
Pretty much no. That I think, like I said, they should have just really just not did that whole production, So I really feel like too, because like if you think about the most iconic people, everyone up there is iconic, but you would have put as far as like real icons, Eminem has really changed, and even 50 Cent has literally said in an interview, he said there's some black artists who can't accept the fact that sometimes a white artist does it better, and he was referring to Eminem. And so but if it wasn't for Dr. Dre, Eminem would, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was a smart choice that Dre came up out of the stage. It was Dre and Snoop Dogg because they, they're the biggest names in the industry. But I think the show, if they would have tailored the show to where it started with Dre and Snoop and ended with Eminem. You see what I'm saying?
Because Dre, basically one for Dre,
and they should have picked a much different song for Eminem, because then they could have picked any song for Eminem. So they tried to gel it to make his song, because his songs, even though there are hip hop, he has a lot of elements of rock. So it just didn't jive. And so I was kind of like, why is Eminem coming in? Because Eminem came in like middle of the show, and I'm like, he should be like either at best the end, because save the best for last, or beginning.
They should have.
I'm like, we're talking about Eminem.
Forgot about Dre. He could have just did that. But it's just
But that's just my opinion about it.
I mean, yeah, I would have left him out. I mean, he wasn't part. I'm thinking California. Like I said, I'm not saying I would. He's not part of that California scene.
True. That
is why I would have left him out. I wouldn't.
Maybe that's why it was so weird. Is because he just didn't jive with the old California theme.
It should have. I mean, if I was the producer,
West Coast.
I was the producer. I would have started out, if you're going Compton, they're doing, old school Compton. NWA, First Chronic. So that's what I said. I'd had Ice Cube out there. I would have had Summerlin to Eazy-E. I would have had Dre. You would have had the group, the NWA, it's the members they have, still alive out there. Then go into, you have that. So that's the, straight out of Compton. You see what happened to that? I mean, I know they can't do that song, but I ain't gonna say that one. But they could have straight out of Compton. That would have boom, first song right out of the bat. That's the start of it, and then boom, then we go into the Chronic songs, and then that's where you bring Snoop in because Snoop was introduced into the Chronic. Boom, bring Snoop in. And you still got Ice Cube in there. And then I mean, once you get those, and Mary, I know Dre helped out Mary Kay by could have had some of hers in there. Then if you want to bring Eminem in, then you bring Eminem because so we went through levels. We went from NWA, went from the Chronic 1, now we're going to the Chronic 2. So we're sort of doing like timestamps. That's where Eminem, and then that's what 50 Cent, because Eminem introduced 50 Cent. Kendrick Lamar and all that, so then that's how it ended. But we started out where it began until towards the end. But that's the first. I went straight out of Compton. Should come out with the Cars straight out of Compton, and then Dre Day, it's different stuff like that. But I just that's what I was expecting. But that's maybe higher up at NBC and them said no, we ain't doing that. You're gonna do this pop thing. So sometimes that's what happens. And I feel probably Snoop and them I'm sure they didn't like the whole concept themselves. I bet they didn't care for it. But
yeah, probably not. Like I said, it seemed like a lot of because obviously they didn't want Eminem it was made public about him not doing that. I don't care about it, but the point is that obviously corporation had a lot to do with the way to show why they wanted it to be that way. Because maybe they wanted to reach a lot of people with the halftime show. So the only way we're going to do this is, try to please everybody.
It's all about selling. It's all about, the kids go, it's Eminem. Even though it had the theme, didn't have nothing to do with it. That's
plus you got to understand, like, it's Super Bowl, so you got like a bunch of kids watching it too. So real West Coast.
I hate to tell you, the kids today, probably a lot of them hasn't ever heard of none of them songs that we've heard of. They've never heard of Dre Day, the Chronic and stuff. A lot of them hasn't. So that's the way it is. But all right, guys. All right, let me bring this other topic in before we run all night on the Super Bowl. Like I said, anybody in the comments, leave your comments. We will answer questions. We just wanted a little fun on the Super Bowl there. This subject I was thinking about. I think it was about this the other day. And then Mike's a business owner too, so he probably knows a lot of this. I mean, both of us has worked in retail and different different type of businesses for years. I mean, I've got 20 plus years of retail experience under my belt, so I've seen a lot of stuff. I've witnessed a lot of stuff and a lot of changes. 2022 has, especially retail businesses as a customer and an employee too, has morale. To me, I've noticed this, the morale, given to the customer, has it changed? To me, it has. I mean, I would put 10 years. I'll go 10 years back, dude, man. Especially working retail, man, you would have to kiss the customer's ass up and back, even if they were wrong, and like shelving and presentation. That's enough, like presentation. You go in a store. I know we have things with the pandemic and shortages and all that, but I've seen stores that were not like this and now looking like a third world country flea market type stores. That these stores, they were nice at one time, and you go in there now, and then you get that from the employee. Oh, we don't have it. Maybe weeks. Before that was I couldn't say that to a customer. I would, if they didn't have it, I try to find something else to buy. It was similar to it. From now it's like, hey, we don't have it. Go somewhere else. That's the kind of mentality I've noticed. And it ain't just. And I don't think it's the employees' fault. I think it's the owners of some of these. And it ain't the mom and pop stores. I'm not playing them up, because mom and pop stores are, most of them are their own employees, own family members trying to survive because they've been really hurt by this stuff. This happened. It's like, I'm talking about the big box chains that have the money. They have money, but they're not willing to, give that extra, cent or extra thing for the customer or the employee. I look at. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think, Mike, about all this situation? You know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, you see it every day going into town or any town in this country.
Yeah, it's definitely not the way it used to be. I mean, I came up through corporate worlds, so things were a lot more. Things like even 10 years ago were competitive in the sense of pleasing the clients and customers. Now it's so much about money,
Yeah.
But it's sort of like multifaceted because, we got, the pandemic that's kind of changed a lot of things. Mm-hmm. But as far as quality and service, that's tanked. But I have a few theories about that. One of that is prior to pandemic time, we're really just an epidemic now, not a pandemic. It's just what we live with.
Fake them.
But I think too, a lot of it had to do with, a lot of people were super inspired with our last presidency, and a lot of people started becoming entrepreneurs. So you started losing a lot of people out of the retail industry to start their own businesses. People financially were very well off. And you can agree to disagree with that if you don't think Trump was great at economics, but he was pretty damn good at it.
Exactly.
But we saw a sharp decline close to the end of his presidency, where people are dropping out of, because a lot of people just didn't want to do this anymore. And so you're losing a lot of good people, but the economy was the strongest it's ever been. Facts. So people are starting business, starting entrepreneurship. Obviously, I started entrepreneurship. I started a business. Not my first time around. This is my third business. I run 2 businesses currently. But yeah, when you lose an incredible amount of good employees run the business. And so employees who care about the customers. So there's just, now there's still a ton of people not working. They're living off, living off of their what now third stimulus check that, some people only got one. So people are living off stimulus check money. People are living off unemployment and all this kind of stuff. So a lot of people just don't want to do it anymore. People have left, and the people who are still doing retail have been hit by this. And this is the other multifaceted thing. People who stayed in it are pretty much have battle fatigue. I mean, they went through the entire pandemic. They're still there. And the people that I used to work with, I'll go to those stores or those businesses, and permanent black eyes, like they're just done. They're done. And they literally, like, they don't care at all about the customer. And I get it.
Exactly.
I used to work in that environment, because really, like, as an employee, I mean, if you as the owner of the business don't tell the employee that it is the incentive for you, it's your job's incentive to treat the customer. But once everyone stops caring, it really does roll downhill. So basically, once you lose the infrastructure and you lose the good employee, basically it puts the company under a great deal of pressure. So you either renegotiate those policies or you basically dumb down your, because I notice, I made a comment to a colleague of mine when I used to work for Publix a long time ago. And I said, hey, guess what? And this kind of pissed him off, but this kind of gives context. It's like, hey, I shopped at a Sprouts the other day. And he's like, oh yeah, what'd you think? And I'm like, they're everything that you in this company used to be.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, because I was like, one, they have most of everything in stock. And I'm like, and it was like, two, the people there made me feel like they were happy that I was there. Exactly. And they actually helped me. They were knowledgeable. And get this, not only were they knowledgeable, the associates were skilled. They knew their products. And I'll go to any other retail store and I'll ask somebody, be like, hey, is this better than this? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? It's like, when does this come in? It's like, oh, let me scan it. Bloop. It's like, well, it says we have them. Let me go. And then I'll wait 15 minutes and I still haven't seen them yet. I'm like, I'll just forget about it. I won't buy it. So that's regardless of the pandemic. That has nothing to do with lack of product. That has to do with lack of service.
Well, that's,
so I know it's the biggest change, it's just people. I think largely my theory has to do with battle fatigue. You lose a lot of your strong people in your infrastructure, and it just comes up to corporate level, and corporate's kind of like, well,
corporate don't care.
It's like I'm not gonna get my hands dirty. I'm not gonna work hard. It's like so.
Exactly.
I've never seen this. We used to say this a lot. When I was in management, I said, why doesn't corporate level come to? Because they all started where we're at. I'm like, why don't they come down? They should be mandatory. It should be mandatory that corporate comes down 1 day a week and bag groceries or run. Just to level them down, just to see where they came from.
Exactly.
Because if you don't, you get in a situation like the pandemic, and then everyone leaves, all the good people leave, and then now they're kind of like, well, this is the way it is. It's just gonna be a
corporates
show.
Corporates put themselves on this little shelf up there, and they don't think they can come. It's just come down there and visit the norm. Is we see it.
And I told myself I never want to get as I'm starting a business, it's I never want to get to the point where I get so consumed by the pressure of circumstance or culture or socioeconomic pressures that we start dumbing down our value for people. You see what I'm saying? So whoever comes on board, in the next few years as an executive, comes in as a CFO or whatever in my business, I'm going to be like, listen, this is the kind of person I'm looking for, not your skill set. That's great that you can help me out with all this stuff, but if you're not this kind of person, because I'm going to assume that if we ever franchise or we branch out to new parts of business where we're going to have a lot of employees, we're not just going to hire anybody. It's going to be a personality. I want to interview somebody's personality first. You know what I mean? Character. So
skills are good, but a person with the wrong personality can destroy your business. And I've seen that in multiple places I've worked.
I was listening to an interview. It was an interview with Elon Musk and a few other business guys. And he's like, he used to pick the most highest skilled person. And then he realized the person for the job was the person who was highly compassionate. And that's what took the company the furthest, was not necessarily brain smart or skill smart. Somebody who's compassionate, cares, they'll figure it out. They'll go the extra length, whereas as sometimes intelligent people tend to ignore and don't give a shit. So, and that's the kind of thing that I kind of struggle with as a business owner. I could always I'm always smart enough to fix the problem, but I'm not always compassionate, in the way that I need to be towards my customer. I make it about my entourage and my success. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, this is about if it wasn't for the people who love my business, I would be nothing, So you got to hire people who are far more compassionate than they are skill-based. Skill is very important. Don't get me wrong, you got to have very knowledgeable and skilled people. But if they don't have that compassionate element, you could just forget about your business.
Yeah, that's just like places I was at the other day, and place I used to work. I was out there, and customers, were getting mad, and the poor people, they only had 2 or 3 cashiers, and this new world, we're gonna go to machines. Well, that's bad when you only got 2 or 3 of the machines working, and you only got 2 cashiers. And okay, well, if you want to go to machines, well, why are all the machines working and all that? And poor, the poor cashier and the leader cashier, they're getting beat down by the customers. And I've been in that spot and all that, and I'm thinking, where is the man? I'm like, I'm gonna call out the man. You're actually, I want to, I'm gonna say it's because I might hurt people's feelings, but on that situation, I saw that where was this manager and the assistant managers, because none of them was up there to help that person and all that, and they were just left overwhelmed. And I know people call out. They say, people call. Well, did the manager call out? Did the assistant manager call out? Did the support manager call? No. Where the hell were they? And I felt I felt bad. And in that situation, I've seen it where it just breaks that person. And you're like, they're just left out there to street, and it's hard to have a smile on your face and welcome and hug everybody when they come in and say, how you doing? Welcome to this establishment. When you're getting yelled at and screamed at, and you see just lines everywhere, and there's no help in sight. So, it's just, and here's the thing, those big corporations, they're not mom and pops. They have money. They can, if you're shorthand on people, then you need, unless you go out and start hiring, because there's people need jobs, start hiring, or get out there and you need to take care of the situation until them hirees come in. And I'm sorry, you're not too good enough to sit your sit your butt in that office. Mm-hmm. Why those people out there are getting killed and destroyed. You used to be in that situation. That situation. And you need to make sure you take care of it, because guess what? If that person is going to break, then you're going to lose that one person who actually cares and does their job. I mean, because I can see it. You can have the most caring person in the world, but you can break them like that if you don't give them support. Yeah, that's the one thing. When I worked, I tried my best. I would help. If I had to throw a truck, I had to run a register, I had to cut meat, I had to throw produce. I would give my employees support, and I would even get in trouble for it. Oh, you're a manager, you shouldn't be doing. Well, you know what? They need the help, and because me helping out, then them customers are happy. So then we have a happy customer, we have a happy employee, because they feel like somebody cares for them, and the customer says, "Oh, right, we have a manager out here working, putting out stuff for us. We can buy." So that makes the employees, the customers happy, the employees happy, and tough on your corporate people who don't give a crap. All you care about is money. So, but money ain't always there if you don't have that. If you don't have them carrying people and you don't have them carrying them, those customers, that money is going to dry up one day. So, it's sad, but we've gone to that state. It used to be not as bad, but it's gone. Today's world is bad, and there going to have to be a lot of changes in corporate businesses and stuff. And I'm not see, because I'm gonna put the mom and pops, because they're a separate run business. They run their business way, but corporate, these business. But I'm even say you was talking about ones that's different from the others. Look at Chick-fil-A, for example. I go over there. I've never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A.
9-day difference.
I mean, there is plenty of customers. There's plenty of associates there, and they're nice. I mean, they're nice. Did we get your straw? You got enough sauce? And I'll be out there eating. They'll be running up there. Do you need a refill? Do you get that at any of the other fast food places? Man, they're pissed off if you ask. They're mad if you ask for an extra pack of ketchup. And man, they act like that you got to give them $1 or something. I mean, but see, it's possible. And Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday too. Hey, that gives incentive. I'm not saying every place needs to close on Sunday, but they give their. I've noticed, because they give their employees. They give back. They give back. So maybe some of these, Mickey D's, bigger corporate, these other, maybe they need to change their lookout, because when I drive, I want to get a hamburger. I don't want to see somebody frowning at me, look like they're going to throw the Coke at me when I get to the door. I want to, hey, I appreciate you coming. Like, here's Coke, boom, boom. Treat them right. The whole thing, situation.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is prime example where you could still be on top and not allow internal and external factors change the growth of your business.
But every place could be that way. Even all the fast food places.
For example, Publix used to be number one in customer service for decades, And now they hate the fact that the raw statistic has put them way down the totem pole. Obviously Chick-fil-A is number one. Like if you go look at you can Google it, be like, what's the number one, customer service related business? And, it's Chick-fil-A. And it just, and it's like, they're not even open, 7 days a week.
1 day a week, 6 days a week. And, they put extra money,
I think it's just, they don't, well, a lot of these corporations in general, like big corporations in general are pretty corrupt, so I mean, well, once they allude to the and a lot of them do it to themselves, but the external, what other companies are doing, so, but again, a lot of it's so multifaceted right now. Like you got COVID, and also you got the technology age with most people, even prior to, we were already pretty much well into a decade of self-serve related industry. So self-serve related industry, everything's done by your phone. So if I don't have to shop it, it just didn't really come into, we're actually way behind the ball because other countries, you go to like Japan or whatever, they already had delivery systems. They already had like self-service systems, pretty much they just bring it to you.
Yeah.
But so we're way behind the ball, but so it created this big, I call it like a retention problem, because now the company was like, well, I guess we don't really need the employees, so we're just not going to give them benefits. And that really accelerated the retention problem. So all these big corporations are like, well, we're not giving really stellar benefits anymore. We're kind of keeping, taking, away from the employees. So now they're all leaving. So I was like, well, so self-service it is. So we'll have 2 registers open, and the rest is just whatever you could find, whatever you could find. If you can't find it, check yourself out. Have a nice day. You're your own bag.
If the shelf's empty, the shelf's empty.
Yeah. So
that's another thing.
So there's companies that haven't alluded to that external pressure, so like Publix, they will never go full service. That's just not within their policy, but they have in many ways absorbed into that, because now they have contracts with Instacart and other contracting businesses that do it for you. So that took away a lot of clientele and a lot of interest for people wanting to work for the business. But you look at places like Chick-fil-A, we're like, nah, we ain't doing none of that. And they stayed aside from all the external pressures, global pressures, other company pressures, technology pressures to do it this way. They're like, no, we're not going to do any of that. And all the big corporations are like, you're going to go way down in business. I'm like, you're dumb. And then they're like, oh, you're number one. Okay. I'm like, I see.
Exactly. I personally like to shop myself. I mean, there's certain things that, I could do them Instacart, but I like to shop, when I'm getting my vegetables and stuff or lunch meat, I like to look at dates. I like to look at, there's a lot of things I like to look at, even meat, certainly I look at 4 or 5 pieces of meat, but they just pick up the first pack. They don't look, certain things, I mean, like I said, it's good for some people. It's not good for other people, but like I said, but the standard, that's another thing. The shelves, why they're just bearing, because they've gone to this Instacart, so they're picking the shelves like crazy. So used to, man, I walk, me and the boss would walk in the front door, and he's going to walk my area. If I had a front row is empty like some of these stores now, oh man, it would be true. I'd be having to be back in the office, getting my tail ripped open. This has got to change this, because it was like, man, you can't do that. It was just like presentation, because customers will see. I mean, I go into a store now, I'm like, damn, I feel like the store's going out of business. I'm not an Instacart person, but I want to go out and look at stuff. But I don't. I look at it and I'm like, I'm worried. I'm seeing shelf empty here, shelf empty over there, and it's like, ugh.
People are buying like the contract delivery industry is like the number one growing industry, largely, due to COVID, which accelerated it even more. So now it's like that's another reason. That's another multifaceted reason why you're losing all your great employees. There's no incentive to work. Is like, if I could work for myself. So that's another thing. So people are buying at the rate, are buying at the same competitive rate as they were, before the pandemic, and now greater. So it's like you go to the shelf, and it's just like the people who are there to stock it can't even get it to the shelf fast enough. By the time they get the truck, and they don't even care anymore. So, and these all these different, like, talk about external pressures and internal pressures. Like, it's affected small business because most small business owners, if they've failed a few times in small business, they come from a retail mindset. So that carries over so everyone's hurting very much so financially, locally and everything like that, pretty much everywhere. But yeah, like I feel I could feel and see the pressure from a lot of small business owners. Like I've seen in this last week, I won't name any names because we're live, but even here locally, people pretty pissed off with customer service. They're just like, I can't believe that this happened. So-and-so, the owner said this to me. We've had some businesses close here in this town. I was just surprised.
A lot of businesses.
A lot of it had really nothing. I mean, a lot of it has to do with, where we are financially, economically. But case in point is, in many ways, it has to do with just bad leadership and being absorbed with what's going on in the economy right now. So people are making really bad decisions. They can't keep their doors open, so they're making even more poor decisions business-wise. So I have a lot of opinions about that, but
Well, we're coming up on the hour mark, so we've had a pretty good show tonight. Discussed a little bit of Valentine's, a little bit of Super Bowl, a little bit of business talk, what's going on in 2022. And guys, like I said, treat your employees right, treat the customer right. That's the only way, this is what I always, grew up on, and, and I believe in, things change, but, always got to keep you treat the employee right and treat the customer right, and you will succeed. I mean, there's be rough times. I mean, with money and situation going on, but the customers will be there for you if you treat them right, and employees will be there to work for you if you treat them right. So that's something to add to it, guys.
And if you're watching this show and you're a business owner, and you're going through a really hard time, like, trust me, like Mike Stone here telling you, don't give up, and we could probably, have like maybe on another show talk about like small business and running small business, and
definitely
like maybe more how to feel. But that being said, like if you're going through these issues within your own small business, because the problems you're seeing with bad employees, not keeping good employees, having retention issues, which is hurting your numbers, because you obviously see it, in a small town. Like it seems like every other week I see a post from a small business here in town or on the coast saying, hey, just letting you know, we had to reduce, sorry for the hour change. So their hours are getting like this. They're like, uh-oh. And for me, that almost brings a tear to my eye, because I'm a business owner and I know. So if you're a business owner, trust me, we could talk about it. You could reach out to me. I came up with a very unusual business plan, which has kept me, pretty solid. And I was scammed this year too. So like, my father passed away this last year. So, I mean, I was hit pretty hard with a lot of tremendous things. But I've stayed in the positive number wise with sales in there. So if you're we'll have to do a show talking about like how okay, we see the pressures in corporate world and how there's really like muddied the waters and screwed that up. And that's, the pressure is equal, if not greater, in small business because, small business don't have the financial output of major corporations. So you could reach out to me. I have a personal email address, or you go on my website or my Facebook. If you have any questions, I do some coaching, I don't charge anything, but like, if you're really struggling, you're like at the threshold point where you're like, I'm gonna trust me. You could, if you have questions, you could shoot a message to me or whatever. But yeah, I feel you. If you're watching this and you're like at the point of like losing your your head,
a lot of business right now.
Trust me, it's been as far as like toughness, like I'm an extremely tough person. As far as a scale 1 to 10, as far as how hard this been, it's been a solid 10. I don't show it, but it's been a solid freaking 10. It's been pretty hard. Yeah.
And also, guys, anybody has a small business or something, get a hold of me or Mike, and we might invite you on as a guest. And
definitely.
There's a lot of business here in town or over on the coast, and we can it's pretty much advertising your business on here, and we can discuss it and discuss your business, and especially if you have anything related to coffee or something that goes with coffee or different things. Hit me or Mike up. We'll see what happens, and we'll try to bring on the show, because I have planned to bring a couple guests on. I got to reach out to them, see if they're available, and we might have to do some of them. We might have to do like a morning stream or something, because I don't know if it will be this time of night. But we're going to work on it. I guess we got a couple of things we're going to in the future. Like I said, we got to reach out to those few people, and like I said, but hit me or Mike up, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah,
guys. Like I said, we're about that. We're almost at an hour, a little over an hour, so we're going to be wrapping it up here in a minute. So, it's been a great show. It's post Valentine's Day. So next week coming up will be post President's Day. So probably we'll see what happens, what's been going on President's Day, and we'll check the news and stuff, see if we're some good hot topics, and maybe we might have a guest. I'll try to see if we may get a pop a guest in next week. So just bring something new in there. But Mike, any closing thoughts? Let everybody know about your business again, real quick, before we shut down, and where to find you and all that.
I don't know. They should have had Ice Cube. Ice Cube.
Should I have some Ice Cube at the Super Bowl?
Other than that, that's pretty much it. So if y'all want coffee, I'm your guy. So
check it out. Right?
Roasting every night like a maniac. So
it's some good stuff, guys. There's some good coffee right there. Like I got the website right up there, Coastal Cafe. Check it out. Should be in the description also. There's some good stuff there. Join the club, the coffee club there. Some great stuff. On my thing, I see any streams. I got a stream. I got a stream coming up Friday. The late night snack show with Austinator. We talk about pop culture and stuff. I think we're gonna dive into Doctor Strange 2. The trailer just came out during the Super Bowl, and also we're gonna talk about the final Peacemaker. It's gonna be tonight, actually, episode 7 tonight. So we're probably gonna discuss that. So we're gonna bring that down. It's at 11:15 on Friday Eastern. This weekend, trying to think if anything. Trying to have a wrestling show. I gotta get with Eric. We just went to a wrestling show this past Saturday. Great show. CCW over in Port St. Lucie. Gangrel, if anybody knows him, WWE Hall of Fame was there. There's 5 or 6 good 5 or 6, 7 matches. I've recorded the matches, so I'm gonna post them later. I gotta get them into YouTube. It takes a little bit. I'm gonna post them in there, and some highlight reels. So I'm gonna try to get them in. But we're gonna have me, Sean, and Eric. We'll try to have it sometime this weekend. I don't know what date yet. Got to make sure a good date for them, and we're gonna discuss that show and a couple other shows that a show I went way back in December on, and they've went to a couple other shows. So supporting independent wrestling, and we probably have some pro wrestling news in there too. Because I just heard Cody Rhodes and is leaving AEW to go possibly back to WWE, so that's some big news on that. Mm-hmm. And besides that, maybe stream here or there. I have to see what's up. Got some things coming up. This, and we'll be back here next Wednesday, 11:15, guys, Eastern. So, like I said, we're working on it right now. We possibly might have a guest next week, so we'll see what happens there.
Oh yeah.
Besides that, everybody, y'all have a great night, and I hope you enjoy this coming weekend and have a safe President Day weekend, guys.
Peace out.
Peace.